I really love Voidvelg. It is my #1 favorite rush deck of all time, and ever since Sevens got introduced into Duel Links, I have been patiently waiting for not only the Voidvelg archetype to be added into the game, but also specifically the Dark Hole support. And even though we still don't really have the Dark Hole card itself, it's a legend card, and it's probably going to be way too good when every deck gets to use it. But we do have the part of the deck that supports it, which includes my favorite rush card of all time, this guy, Voidvelg Apocalypse. I know that some people don't really like the kind of, messy art style on a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Some people like to see what's going on the card instead of just like a mess. But me personally, I like this kind of crazy artwork on my boss monsters, and I am so glad that it is finally in the game. As you can see, I have already used full Starlight Chronicle effect on this guy, as well as the gold text. And, well, I have been playing Dark Galaxy in Rush ever since it came out for the first wave, with like the Voidvelg Requiem and stuff. And I also got top 100 with this deck. And with the new support now out, I will probably just be playing Dark Galaxy for the rest of my life in Rush, because this deck is just very cool. Let's have a brief introduction of what this deck does. Well, previously this deck is a beatdown deck, basically, with big guys like Voidvelg Requiem, and also previously we are playing Elysium, which is another big Dark Galaxy guy, which we're not playing now because we still don't have the contact fusion for that guy. Yeah, we're playing this guy as well before, and the strategy is to hit hard with big guys that do piercing damage. That is the whole gimmick of the deck previously, and it was pretty good, but things kind of got power crept, and we got new better fusion decks like, Gaia and stuff that just does a whole lot more, way more consistently. So the deck wasn't really that good after the first initial wave, and then after it got hit and other better decks came out, there's not really a reason to play Voidvelg. But it all changes now, because we now have our own fusion monsters as well. And those fusion monsters are really good. There are 4 of them, and every single one of them are pretty good. And not only that, we also got a new boss monster in Voidvelg Chrysaor. I don't know how to pronounce this guy, I only know how to pronounce it in Japanese because I watched the anime. But yeah, this guy's really strong. You know how good Dragias is? This guy is basically Dragias, but a bit more luck. It hits 3 times. And that is just really strong, and the reason why it is limited to 3. So yeah, this deck not only has strong fusion monsters now, we also have our own Dark Hole card. Dark Hole Device is basically a Dark Hole card that we can use specifically in Dark Galaxy. And when we have a Dark Galaxy fusion monster, we can just use this guy for free without needing to pay the cost to send free Dark Galaxy from our hand. And then you just get that to blow up the board, and it's really, really strong. So the game plan of this deck now is to basically make a bunch of fusion monsters and hit really, really hard. It's kind of really, really strong beatdown deck that also facilitates the use of Dark Hole Device to board wipe and then just hit really hard and try to win quickly and fiercely. My build specifically, I am not playing a lot of back row. I know a lot of people play a lot of back row in Voidvelg even before the new stuff came out. If you want to have a look at my old Voidvelg deck, I play like 5 spells max, 4 before the new equip spell came out. So my style of play for Voidvelg is always has been to minimize on spell traps, to load up more on monsters so that we have a more consistent way of pushing for damage, and also makes cards like Cataphract more consistently hit monsters so that you can use the effect more consistently. And just having more monsters is good for like skill purposes, so you have more vanillas to use your skill on, and also just having more monsters is good to push for damage, so that you can win before, you know, decks like Gaia are able to assemble their pieces to OTK. You're trying to resource your opponent to just deal as much damage as you can as quickly as possible before they can do their damage. At least that's how I play the deck. So, similar idea with this deck. So instead of playing stuff like the legend traps, you know, we're not playing a negate attack anymore. We're all playing compos, because this card is just so good. It's not limited. It bounces anything. I don't have it yet because I haven't bought the bundle yet, because I don't plan to use it on this deck anyway. So I never bothered. And also, you could play the Galaxy Backrow Pop. Universal Storm is something that you could play. Most people play it, in fact. But I tried it for a while. I replaced it with the level 4 guy, this guy, which is just a vanilla. And vanillas aren't very strong in the new version of the deck, because the old version you could use the skill on a vanilla to mill free and then add something back. But the new skill doesn't really do anything with the vanilla, so there's not really a reason to play it other than to have just more guys to hit with. But I want more guys to hit with, so I'm playing the vanilla as well. And if you want to have a more back row heavy approach, you could play some traps and play some back row removal like Universal Storm. But I prefer the playstyle of my deck to be just have more monsters, try to win as quickly as possible. And well, if your opponent has back row, chances are you're not going to hit the thing that you want to hit anyway. If they set free and you have one back row pop, it's not very likely that you actually pop the thing that you want to pop. So I would not bet on it. So I would just rather have more monsters, try to deal more damage, and just force out the back row if they have any back row that actually does anything. And then, if you have enough big guys on your field, it will be hard for your opponent to clear your board anyway, and then during your next turn, you can just rebuild your board and push for even more damage. Just applying pressure is the game plan. So yeah, let's have a quick look at the individual cards. Void Belt Requiem needs an introduction. It's just a big guy, which you can now also use as fusion material for some of the guys. Cataphrag is also an old monster. You can use it to add back the Requiem, and also the new card, Voidveil Chrysor. This guy is a Dragias on steroids if you hit all 3 Dark Galaxy, and also another reason why you want to just have more monsters in your deck than spells and traps. If your opponent has 2 or more monsters on their field, you can mill free, and for every Dark Galaxy monster you hit, this guy can attack once. So if you hit 3 Dark Galaxies, this guy can hit 3 times. And not only on monsters, this guy can hit directly as well, multiple times if you hit multiple Dark Galaxies. And also, very, very rarely, if you hit 3 Dark Galaxies with the same level, you also get to blow up all face-up level 8 or lower monsters your opponent has. This will not happen very often, but if it does happen, you just win the game on the spot. 3 copies of Voidveil Globule. This card is already good before because it treats itself as 2 tributes and also shuffles stuff back from your graveyard, but then now it's also a fusion material for a very good fusion monster, so very good normal summon. Dark Prophet is the way that you're going to grab your fusion spell, and also it's just very good. It's needed for like 3 of your 4 fusion monsters. You need that card as part of the fusion material, and you can keep adding back the fusion spell from your graveyard back to your hand multiple times during a turn, oftentimes, and also shuffle stuff back from your graveyard back to your deck. And that is also the reason why you don't actually need more than 1 copy of each fusion monster, because you can just shuffle them back using your Globule or your Dark Prophet, so that you can just recycle the 1 copy of the fusion over and over again. 3 copies of Voidveil Pale Rider. This is a really big level 4 monster. It has 1600, which is higher than most level 4 monsters, and also a fusion material. Voidveil Hoplites This guy is a slightly smaller vanilla. Most people don't play it because they play more back row, but I play it because it's more damage, and you want more damage. For the spells, we're playing 1 copy of Pot of Greed, 2 copies of Darkhold Device. This card can be activated by having a Dark Fusion, or by sending 3 Dark Galaxy monsters from your hand to the graveyard, and then the effect allows you to destroy all monsters on the field and then add back a Galaxy monster from your graveyard back to your hand. Insane effect, especially if you pair it alongside Void Velg Apocalypse. 3 copies of Void Corridor. This card is your main consistency tool. Because you mill a lot during your turn, you can use this card to basically add back anything you're missing from your graveyard, be it a part of your fusion material, or add back like a Crystal to deal damage, add back a Cataphract to add back a high level monster. It's just very versatile and just lets you OTK a lot more easily by just grabbing whatever you're missing. And well, finally we have 3 copies of Fusion because it is a fusion deck. For the extra deck, we have 1 copy of Void Velg Gigatome Machina. This card is not very not made very often because it does need 2 level 8s. It needs the Requiem and the Crystal, so it's not very not made very often. But if you do make it, it's pretty strong. It needs a card to send from your hand to the graveyard, which sucks. I mean, you already need 2 level 8s on your field plus a discard. That's a pretty steep cost. But if you do that, you get to pop a spell trap on the field and also attack twice, and it gains 500 attack. So you might want to go for this card if your opponent has like 1 set back row and then a really big guy that you can't beat over. That is one of your most reliable ways to actually beat over big guys and OTK during the same turn. Well, we also have Void Velg Apocalypse. This guy needs Void Velg Pale Rider and Dark Prophet, 2 low-level monsters that you can assemble pretty easily, which is these 2. And it doesn't have a lot of attack on its own, but it does have an attack boosting effect. You can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to boost 1000 attack on itself, so it becomes 3500, which is really big. And also it's protected from card effect destruction so that your Darkhold doesn't blow itself up. And then you can also add back a Darkhold from your graveyard back to your hand. If you use it during the main phase, it is special summoned. So you can add back your Darkhold device, which treats as Darkhold during when it's in your graveyard, and then you just blow up everything, add back like a Pale Rider, which has 1600, and then just normal summon it. And if you have something like a Hoplite in your hand, you can normal summon that as well, and that's like lethal on board. It's really strong. It just ODKs through anything, providing that your opponent doesn't have any back row that stops you. We have 2 copies of Protostar. This card needs a Globule and a Dark Prophet, and can add back a level 4 lower Galaxy monster from your graveyard back to your hand. And if you have a Darkhold in your graveyard, you can also choose a level 8 monster in your graveyard and just special summon it to your field. Really strong card, and oftentimes what you will do is you will make this card, add back Dark Prophet because you use it as future material, and then summon something like a Crystal to your field, and then you can normal summon your Dark Prophet, add back your fusion, and then fusion summon a second time using the 2 monsters that you added back. And you can make the second fusion monster that we're going to talk about, a Void Velg Theogonia. This card needs a Crystal and Dark Prophet to fusion summon, and during the main phase you special summon this card, you can special summon back a level 8 Galaxy monster from your graveyard, and also that monster cannot be destroyed by card effects until the end of your opponent's next turn. And because you already used a Crystal for the fusion material, you will always have a good target in your graveyard for you to just revive back. And then if your opponent has multiple monsters, you get to use the effect, and then this guy can attack multiple times as well. So yeah, this deck is really aggressive now, and their monsters are actually really big and hit really hard. So with that said, let's take this deck to ranked and play a couple of games. Okay, so the general game plan of this deck is basically to have the fusion and the Darkhold device in the graveyard so that you can use it over and over again. Going turn 1, this deck does pretty much the same thing as every other deck, which is just set 3 monsters and pass. which is also another reason why you want more monsters, so that you have more monsters to set, just in general. We'll keep this in our hand because the skill allows us to discard high-level monsters to draw. I realize I haven't talked about a skill yet, so let's do that real quick. Void Fusion Draw is a new skill, can be activated on turn 2 onward. If your monsters in your deck are all Galaxy monsters, you can send up to 2 cards, which can be level 8 Dark monsters, or Dark Hole Device, or Fusion, from your hand to the graveyard, and then just draw the same amount of cards. It allows you to cycle through your deck a lot quicker to find cards like Dark Prophet or Dark Hole Device. And also, if you send exactly Void Veil Requiem to the graveyard, you also get to mill free, which also helps. You want to have Fusion and Dark Hole Device in your graveyard as soon as possible, so that you can loop them over and over again by using Dark Prophet to add back your Fusion, and Void Veil Apocalypse to add back your Dark Hole Device. And also, a lot of the Void Veil Fusions summon from the graveyard anyway, so just having more stuff in the graveyard is good in general. And also, Dark Prophet and Globule both need to shuffle stuff back, so just having more monsters in the graveyard is just good in general. Opponent has 1 Fusion. That is fine, that's completely fine. With 0 back row as well. Okay, good, we have two Fusion spells. We can send the duplicates from my hand. We kind of want to send the Requiem. We have the Hoplites and they're kind of fragged. Actually, I kind of want to send these two because we might be able to make the big Fusion. But we kind of are missing materials, which is a bit unfortunate because we drew another copy of Crusoe. Well, that's bound to happen sometime. So I guess the best course of action is just to summon the Requiem, I guess. Because our opponent only has 1 monster, we can't really attack multiple times with the Crusoe. So the best we could do is just make Requiem and attack, which is unfortunate. We might lose this game. Because we got a bit unlucky and just drew too many high-level monsters. But if we survive this turn, we are in a very good position. You know, provided that we survive this turn. And by the way, if you're wondering why the background looks like this, it's because of the Duel Pass. We are in Ranked right now, and the background isn't usually looking like this, but I think this background looks pretty cool when I'm playing Void Veil, so I have this as my background, and also I have the background theme to always be the Zuijo theme at the very beginning. But well, if you normal summon the Requiem, it does change into the winning theme. So that is what you're hearing right now. So now I think what we're looking for is Dark Prophet exactly. Or Corridor also works because it adds back the Prophet in the graveyard. And we have 2 Crusoes in our hand, so we could send those to help us draw. Oh, Seal Array. I don't know if we were dead this turn. But if we're not dead, we probably win. But I haven't done the math. I don't know if we are actually gonna win. Seven's Road is also really good. It's probably the best deck in the format right now because of how broken the skill is. It's always at skills. What a surprise. Do we lose? We survive. Interesting. Okay. Okay, pretty good hand, pretty good hand. If we could make the Gigatomachia, that would be very nice, but I don't know if we could do that. Okay, we'll send these 2 to grave and try to draw. Okay, Pale Rider is really, really good. But instead of trying to go for Apocalypse, I want to go to Gigatomachia because I want to pop his set back row. Okay, so the course of action is probably going to make try to make Protostar, I think, is the way to go. We do have the Fusion Engrave, yeah, we do. So we could add back, even though we already have a Fusion. Okay, we can shuffle back Prophet, Pale Rider, and I guess Cataphract. And then we're gonna try to make Protostar, and then we're gonna try to also make the Gigato Machina this turn. Okay, and then we can go and activate our fusion from hand. Gonna make Protostar. Also, I have cortical effects on all of my fusion monsters. I have the silver name on the R rarity fusion monster so that I can unlock the like the noise artwork. Okay, we can now go ahead and gonna add back the globule, and then special summon the Requiem. You can just mill one, just so we have more stuff in the graveyard. And then we can shuffle back the high-level monsters because the skill can send them back anyway. And then we can normal summon the Crusaor. And then we can mill free just because we can. And then we can fusion into Giganto Machia. And then send the Cataphract. We can pop the back row, be able to attack twice. And then, well, let's just do that. We can attack twice. With no back row opponent has nothing to stop us, and then we can just go for game. Great. Okay, let's hop into another game. And something that you might be able to notice by looking at these games is that this deck has been a lot more yeah, you need a lot more thinking than previously, because back then it's just make big guy with piercing and attack, but now you have to actually think about what fusion monster you're trying to make, what are you shuffling back with, like the Prophets and the Globules, because you want to leave something in the graveyard for you to revive back or add back with your fusions. You need to think about if you're going to make like Apocalypse to blow up the board, or make the other fusions to just swarm the field with big guys and attack, if you want to go for Gigato Machia. All of this stuff is like stuff that you need to consider. Not a very good hand because we don't have any of the big guys. Also, we don't have fusion. If we have fusion, that would be a really good hand because we can just make Apocalypse and just blow up everything. But currently, I think what we do is just set free and hope for the best. I'll leave the Globule and Prophet in our hand just so we can make Protostar next turn. We could also leave the Pale Rider instead, but Protostar's a bit more flexible. And yeah, another reason why I personally don't like to play too many back row is that if you play less back row, cards like these, like any of the generic back row pops that your opponent has, will be blanked. They can't use it, and that will clog up the back row if they have like too many of those in their hand. So even if I draw something like if I have like one Void Veil Corridor in our hand, sometimes I choose to not set it. I choose to leave it in our hand, even though that means we draw one less card in our next turn. Sometimes I still leave it in our hand, just so that if our opponent has like a back row pop, they can't use it. And it's gonna take up space in their back row. And because we're not playing any back row removal ourselves anyway, we don't really mind if they set like unusable stuff in the back row to try to like bait us to pop them. Because like we're not gonna pop them anyway, other than like Gigato Machia specifically. No, that's very bad. They flipped up the worst guy. Oh, that hurts so much. Oh, this guy does piercing as well. Oh, that's rough. Okay, we did draw the fusion. That's really good. Oh, pot of free. Wonderful. Okay, can we make Gigatomachia this turn? Is the question I want to ask. Maybe. Actually, that's very possible that we could. Okay, we're definitely gonna Dark Prophet to add back something. That's a given because we're definitely gonna fusion summon. Or we could maybe go for maybe go for Apocalypse. If we could go for Gigatomachia, that would be very good because that guarantees that we could play through the back row. But okay, so here's my reasoning. I normal summon a guy, there's no response, and currently in the meta, people are playing a lot of compos as like the legend trap that they're using. So that leads me to believe that this card doesn't do anything. Because if it's a compos, I would have a delay when I normal summon anything. So I choose to believe that they're playing compos, and if they're playing compos, that means I don't have to worry about like negate attack or widespread ruin, stuff like that. What am I adding back actually? This guy, I believe. What can I add at OG case? I have 3 Dark Galaxy, which is really low. So like I need to shuffle back 3 for Globule, which is a problem. I think I need to add back the Pale Rider, and then should be 2 for Requiem. Yeah, I have to do that probably, right? And I have to like use this to grab Requiem to go for more damage. I think Cruiser also does it. It's exactly lethal. Yeah, but just to be safe, we're gonna go for the guy with more attack. And also we get to hear the cool winning theme. Oh no. Oh, it's buffered slime. Should have attacked with Apocalypse first, actually. Yeah, and that's the only thing that stops us actually. If they're assuming that they're playing compos as like the legend trap. So that's just unlucky, I guess. If we went for... Can we even go for an OTK if we went for Gigatomachia is the thing I wanna think about. Because we could theoretically go for Globule, and then... I mean, yeah, Globule and make Protostar, and then make Gigatomachia. Maybe. I think we might be able to. If we go Gigatomachia... I mean, if we go for Protostar, and then we maybe like Void Corridor to add like the Dark Prophet back. Because we need to add the fusion back to our hand anyway. So we must grab back the Dark Prophet. And then we need a way to tribute the Dark Prophet. Because like ideally you can have like you can have a Protostar and then Requiem, and then a Crucible. But if you have a Dark Prophet on your field, that clogs up a zone so that you can't, you know, normal summon Globule and then use it as 2 tributes. So yeah, anyway, just bad luck, I think. Yeah, well, this is still Rush at the end of the day, and Rush is a very luck-based way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Just fundamentally. So I can't be too mad that they just had to buffer its line. Okay, they're playing Light Galaxy. Light Galaxy is probably better than Dark Galaxy currently. The top decks are probably like I think Seven's Word is the best one, and then second best is probably Light Galaxy. Dark Galaxy is like the third best deck. But I'm gonna play it anyway because it's cool. Send and draw. Requiem is not bad, but not a whole lot we could do currently other than just we can make the Requiem, I guess. Just punch over the guy. Oh no, it's just a delay. It's like Weather Freeze or something like that. Oh, execute writing. Okay, just set 2 anyway. Do I want to set the Dark Prophet? I kind of want this in my hand, actually. Do I set it and then just hope that I draw? You know what? We'll set it. We'll set it. We'll just draw the Void Corridor. Because well, usually setting the Dark Prophet isn't really a big deal, but we already have like 2 copies in rotation, and if both of them are in the graveyard, it's very difficult for us to just have the third one. But I think it should be fine if you just draw a Void Corridor. Oh, is there? Are they gonna crash? Oh, they are gonna crash. Alright, we did draw the Void Corridor. Okay. Well, let's send both fusions to the grave and draw 2. Darkhold Device is amazing. It's crazy. Insane, even. Alright, let's go and grab the Dark Prophet back. We can pitch the Darkhold Device because we can add it back anyway. We still don't have... actually we do. We might be able to make Crusoe and then make... yeah, we can make Gigatomakia, actually. I think that's better than to go for Apocalypse. So we can go Globule and Prophet to shuffle back. Prophet, Globule. Add the fusion back. And now Protostar. And then Protostar can add back Globule. Oh, we can add Dark Prophet actually. I think we add Dark Prophet actually. And then we summon Crystal because we can mill Furry. So that we have more stuff to... Okay, we can use that. Then we just hit a monster. Let's go. And then we add back. And then we just tribute summon this guy. And then we summon a Dark Prophet. We just deck fin. then we shuffle back, I think Cataphracts and maybe like the Requiem, probably. Add back to Fusion. And then, well, let's activate Fusion. And then we can... yeah, we have to make Machina if we want to go for game. And then we send that, and then we pop that. Then we normal summon. Oh, it's nothing! Come on. And I think we just win. Boom. Okay. Okay, I think we'll play one more game for this video, and then we'll probably end it there. Alright, Pot of 3 is pretty good. We'll use it. Try to get more monsters for us to set, so that we just don't lose immediately. There's a lot of fusions, we'll set them all. It's fine if they pop any of the fusions because I can add it back anyway. So we'll just set a bunch of stuff so that we can draw more cards next turn. And try to bait out some back row removal. Oh, they have a lot of back row removal, and popping Void Corridor is really unfortunate. But oh well, we have 3 copies, and milling the buffer time is good. That card lost us the game last time. It's just 2 guys. It's nothing. They have 0 back row and just two guys that don't do anything. It's a really good position for us, and we took no damage. Really good. Okay, really, that's pretty nice. We'll use a skill. We'll send Requiem and Fusion, and then mill free. And then we might be able to win. Do we have Pale Rider and Dark Hole Device? We have Pale Rider, but we do not have Dark Hole Device, which kind of sucks. Let's see if we can do anything about that. I think Protostar's the way to go then. Oh, we don't even have Globule. Then we'll just go for Crusoe, I guess. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Actually, I shouldn't use the effect yet. It's kind of a dumb move, but oh well. I should have milled before I shuffle back. So we do have the fusion anyway. Because we're trying to mill the Dark Hole Device or Globule. So should have waited. Well, what did we mill? 3 monsters! Amazing! Okay. Maybe that's the correct play after all. Do we mill? Okay, we did mill a Globule, that's good. So we can now use that to add back the Globule. And then normal summon the Globule. Shuffle back some Dark Prophets on these 2 and I guess Pale Rider. We kinda wanna make Apocalypse if we could. Yeah, we're just gonna shuffle back materials for Apocalypse. So that card is insane. And then we can treat this as 2 tributes. And then, well, it's time for you to witness the strength of Crystal attacking 3 times. And the reason why we play so many monsters. Boom, 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 boom. And then we win. We just win. And yeah, that has been Dark Galaxy, and I'll probably see you next time whenever I make another video again. Alright, bye.